Hey guys, welcome back to another video here in the Alpha Pack shop. Let's get into this one. 2016 Can-Am Renegade XMR build. Here we go. Alright guys, let the marketplace build commence. Finally. I mean, it's been a while, I know. Sorry, but there are other videos if y'all want to go check those out that have this bike on it. We picked it up on marketplace and we're going to build it on the channel. It's a 2016 Can-Am Renegade 1000 XMR, and it has a blown transmission. It won't go. So that it sounds horrible, but anyway, and it wasn't running right. There's a lot of little things we're probably gonna find while we're tearing into this sucker. But we're hoping at the end of it, it's not gonna cost too much money to get this sucker back up and being 100% and ready to roll. Because if it is, then that sucks for me. So I've been in it a little bit, tearing things off. Did leave it to where I could actually start it. Sorry for the lighting. The shop is very dark, and that light over there from the door being open is bright. Here. It runs. I drained the tank and put some fresh gas in it, and now it's actually not bogging anymore. So that's good. That's a plus. Before, when I'd give it any throttle, it would die down. Now it's actually running all right. So the motor is good, sounds good, everything here sounds good. I mean, the clutches look like shit, but you know, we'll get all that all cleaned up. But yeah, guys, so we're gonna rip the engine out. We're gonna rip there. I mean, you name it, it's coming off. All right, all of it. We're stripping the whole thing, all of it. So it's gonna be a little bit of a process, but I think in the end, it'll help out accessing everything and just, like I said, put it all back together, and then I know it'll be good because I put it back together. So anyway, we're about to commence Renegade teardown. Here we go. All right, so I'm in the process of stripping her down, guys. Got the battery out, got the whole back removed basically. And in the process of doing so, there was bolts that didn't belong. There were strip bolts. There's Torx bolts that they used the wrong size in, like right here. So getting the back off was not easy because most of them were like that. And then I noticed some other things too. So the exhaust clamp here was stripped out. No bit I put in there was gonna work. Finally got it all apart though. Torx, hex, they're all stripped. So new exhaust clamps are needed. And as I'm taking this white piece off here and loosening things up, I noticed this bracket on this exhaust, and there's one on each one. And I'm like, what the heck is that? And then I looked at these tabs and I'm like, okay, well, they apparently ripped that off somehow. I don't know how they did that, but that happened. Probably did a wheelie and blah, ripped it right off of there. So they redneck ingenuitized this sucker and put some little metal plate and yeah, bolts and washers. So that's how the exhaust was being held on, was by that kind of stuff. And then a closer inspection, guys, I'm looking over here in between here and here, and there's a big gap. And as you see on this side, it's not such a big gap. So somebody's obviously been in these exhaust pipes. I don't know if they repacked them or what, but then I went and checked this side. I was like, oh man, check that out. That's a big gap there, boy. So the bolt here is broken or missing, one of the two. I haven't looked down in there to check it. These three are there. So yeah, we're gonna have to weld this. This is aluminum. I just checked with a magnet. So my buddy down the road has a welder, and I got some aluminum, and we're gonna fix this the proper way. We'll weld it up and fix those brackets and get rid of this redneck BS that they threw on there. I'm sure as I go along, I'll see a lot of that kind of thing. It is a 2016, so, you know, like this stuff. Let's check this. Here's another one. I just noticed it a little bit ago. But check this out. Where they bolted this in, I don't know if you can see how tweaked that bolt is, but it's in there at a huge angle. So you know this insert here is probably done. I'll probably have to tap and rethread that so that I can remove all that for a bracket. Aluminum. Oh, I might even use that. If that's aluminum, I'll use that for those exhaust pipes. But anyway, all that for some rock lights, guys. Rock lights, really? You go and mess everything up for some rock lights? Oh, come on, guys. This is janky stuff. Come on now. This is childish. This is not cool. But anyway, I'm sure, like I said, I'll find a bunch of this stuff as I go along. And yeah, I'll let you know about all of it. But anyway, so we're getting closer and closer. We'll remove all the piping and all the stuff. Electrical, wires, tubes, coolant lines, probably remove the air box. I mean, everything's coming off at some point. Anything to make it easier for us to remove this engine is all coming off. The air box has to come off anyway because it's full of some stuff. So we got to clean that sucker out and clean everything. So we're gonna keep on working at it. We got to remove the diff and the drive line before we remove the motor and all too. I got the clamps off of the front drive shaft. I'll remove that. But yeah, we're one step closer, guys. So I'll keep on trucking and I'll come back when I got a little bit more done. Draining the coolant, getting that all out of there. Looks like straight up water to me. I knew there wasn't very much in there. But yeah, I went ahead and cut all the zip ties off everything, draining coolant, so I can tear the radiator out. So I'm about to start that. Radiator removal completed. Front plastics are off as well. Got everything disconnected coolant line wise from the engine. All the zip ties are removed. Removed the back plate from the diff and loosen all those bolts because that's coming out. Moving closer and closer to getting this motor and training out. We're not there yet. I'm going to remove all this here, get this computer out of the way. You know, we're just going to make it a whole skeleton, and we're going to even probably remove these clutches, maybe the inner housing while it's in here, because I want to seal that all up my way when it goes back to all together. Like I said, we're stripping this whole sucker down. It's coming all apart. So I'm moving as good as I can, and I'm trying to not bore you with the actual doing of it and just kind of update you. But if you'd rather me show you how I do all this and, you know, make the freaking video long as all get out, you let me know that in the comments. But till then, I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing right here. And next time you see this, it'll be less than what it is now. So here we go. Right side is disconnected. So all the plugs, all the wires, except for the starter wire, which I'm letting soak. Once that's done, I'll pull that off. I should be able to get all of this stuff out of the way. And, oh, don't break that, Pat. Don't break that, Pat. That wouldn't be good. Anyway, then we're moving over here to this side. So that'll be done in a minute, in just a second. And then I'll have more removed from here now. Bam! Got a lot more done since I saw you last. No more snorkels, no more airbox. Everything's zip tied up out the way from over here. I got a couple more connectors just to unplug and a couple little things like the exhaust and the bolts holding the motor on. Once that's all removed in the upper mount, I can take that motor out and set it over here somewhere, and we can try to separate the engine and transmission. So whenever I get this sucker pulled out of here, we'll come back and check it out. Here we go. Well, it's not out of the bike yet because I was having an issue here. I wanted to get the clutches off before I took the motor out and all. So this clutch bolt here, this set screw right there, that is a pain to get off with this style primary bolt. But as you can see, a bunch of Loctite was used on it. And if you don't use a torch on that sucker, you're not getting it off. Oreo, hush. Sorry. And then, yeah, you're not gonna get it off. So use a torch, heat this up, get that Loctite broke up, and use a big boy impact. And I had to put it on number 3 because it wouldn't work on number 2. But anyway, now that I got that set screw removed, I can take off this clutch bolt, get the primary and all and secondary and all removed, and then that cover. And then I'll remove all the mounts holding the motor to the frame and all, and we'll pull it out, set it over here, and check it out. So here we go. Next time you see it, it'll be right here, like right now. Back. There it is, right there. Got her out, guys. Yeah, buddy. I'm gonna pull it on over here and we're gonna check it out. All right, so I pulled it over here in the light, which is the only light in the entire shop right now, because when I flipped the switch on earlier, all this blew up. There was only like 1 or 2 still going, but they all done now. So we're gonna have to change some lights up in here so I can get some better lighting. But anyway, until I do that, we'll just pull it over here for right now. Check it out, got it out. A lot of oil on the side over here. It's been leaking for a good minute. I always go with the aluminum ones because these plastic ones will warp. If you own a Can-Am for long enough, you'll figure that out. I guess we got to undo some bolts, starter maybe, whatever we got to do to separate this tranny and motor, and then we'll pull that off, throw it over there on the bench, and then start ripping into that. But yeah, I was able to get it out with the help of a friend. And like I said, I recommend you definitely have one of those around when you go to do this. Now, I did have one issue, I'll show you. So when I was undoing this plate, these bolts snapped clean off with just my Makita impact. My brushless, normal Makita impact busted these bolts. This one right here. This thing right here. Yep, that did that. So I gotta figure out, or get this, put a nut, do something, and get those out before it goes back in, and clean all that up. But anyway, guys, yeah, it's out. Excited. Hell yeah. Woohoo! So we're gonna go ahead and end this part of this video out. This is the tear down and getting the engine out and all that. And I guess when we come back on the next video, we will be tearing into that transmission or separating these, whatever, and start to see what all we got to get for getting this sucker 100% again. So until then, if y'all would, hit that like and subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.